Now then, boys and girls, I'm back. Well, I've never been away really, but I've just been really busy with boring shit. So, I got chatting the other day on Springsoft page regarding what to review next, that was it. And it came up in a bit of conversation regarding my page header image. That one of my M16s was lacking a magazine. I think I had it in the M16, and the XM didn't have one because I got the M16 and it didn't have a mag with it. Anyway, one of you very kind people said to me, "Oh, we've got spare mags for it on this site over here." Followed the link and thought, well, if they've got spare mags for an old TM M16, I wonder what other interesting things that they have on the site. And lo and behold, they had the Tokyo Marui Springer UZI. So that's what I'm going to talk about with you today. So, it's quite a solid feeling Springer for, you know, your low end TM Springer range of things, and it being a fairly early model. Very solid in the hand, and it's got quite a nice weight to it really. It's mainly ABS, as you would expect of most TMs, bar a few bits. Sling loop there, that's metal. This rear sling loop, that's metal. The screws are metal, believe it or not. The springs are metal as well. But yeah, one unusual thing on this that is made out of metal that I found is the whole front handguard is cast out of metal, which is what gives it a good bit of its weight. It has got the usual little weights inside it, etc. But yeah, what gives it a good feel is actually the fact that they have made that front handguard out of metal. And you will have just noticed that it's done something quite odd. Yes, it goes forward like that, and then you pull it back and it cocks the gun. But it sounds, every time that you do it, sounds like it's breaking. I don't like it. It's functional. One thing to note, you do have to make sure that you have the sling loop out the way when you're doing it. If it's in the way, then it can catch and potentially break things. But yeah, it's a cool little feature that they've added to it, and it does also slam fire if you hold the trigger down. I did find when you use the slam fire function though, it tends to be less accurate. I think it's because the way that the internals work with the piston moving and putting the nozzle into battery, it doesn't quite go as well into battery than when you cock it, fire it. When you slam firing it, that nozzle isn't always making a perfect seal when you use the slam fire. The stock does extend. You press the button here, comes down, snaps out into place. The stock is plastic as per the rest of the gun, but actually it feels surprisingly solid for a plastic stock. And to take it down, there's a little switch there. Just pull across and that folds that bit, and then you press this button here once again, and that into place, and that into place, and it locks in place. Magazine release right here, as it should be. Magazine is all plastic, relatively light construction to it. It is very much like the rest of the TM long gun magazines in the way it feeds and functions. You have a little pull down follower here which clicks at the bottom. You then proceed to pour BBs into the top of it. Now some of the long guns, they actually have a button which you have to hold down to open the feed and you drop your BBs in, but this one is an open feed. So if you wanted a spare magazine, much like the G3 mag, basically your spare magazine, you fill it up, there's nothing to actually hold the BBs into the magazine from just tipping out the top. It holds 34 BBs, or maybe 35 I think actually, 34 or 35 anyway. And you do get this little loading tool piece. You can fill the back of the magazine with BBs as well, but it's kind of impractical really, because you take that out and put your little funnel thing on the top, but getting the BBs from there into the funnel, it doesn't really add up. You're better having it somewhere separate, yeah, ammo. Be a good place to add some extra weight inside it though, I suppose. But as I said, the gun itself is, well, probably not due to its size, it could be weightier, but it has a good weight and balance to it. It's not the most ergonomic, but Uzis aren't. It's just what they are really. As somebody said, they are the Volvo of firearms. Clunky but functional. So you can cock the cocking handle to cock it, as well as the front grip function as well. It's got quite a stiff trigger pull to it, but yeah, not terrible. It does have a functioning selector. Obviously it doesn't go full auto. A height adjusted rear sight, so you can flick it between sort of a longer range and a short range sight. I haven't really tested that to any great degree. Box fresh, I tried this out on 2s, it hopped 2s very nicely. I would say about 35-40 metre mark on 2s. I have pulled this apart and added a little bit more pressure on the hop, and it seems to be hopping 2-3s quite nicely now. I didn't want to overdo it, but yeah, it's nice on 2-3s. Once again, it hasn't added much to the range, but it's you know, they're accurate as they are anyway, the TM Springers. It just pulls it in just that smidge more, especially at shorter ranges. The front sight is also adjustable as well. I'll note it's similar to the style of the Scorpion, not the TM Springer Scorpion, because that's not adjustable at all, but a real Scorpion. It actually has an offset front post, so when you turn it, if you want to wind it so you shoot in, if it's off at all, you actually turn it and it goes off centre, but it seems fairly good with being properly on centre. It is quite a twangy gun, because of the system, this cocking system. It's got quite a few springs and bits in it. One thing I did do to the gun here, the top cover does come off. It wouldn't usually come off, but this screw hole here, just on the ejection port, that screw usually goes straight through that and holds the top cover on. But you can, and it does stay quite nicely. It has the sprung sort of clip piece at the back here to remove the top cover, which is quite cool. But one thing I did do to reduce the twanginess of this gun is add a rubber band around these 3 springs in the top here, because when you're firing it and you have your head against the gun, all you can hear is that those three springs twanging away each time you pull the trigger. and it just, yeah, reduces its twanginess slightly. But yeah, all in all, a very cool gun. I like it a lot. As far as the TM long guns go, this feels the most sturdy. It's probably not the most ergonomic, but it's certainly one that feels like you could just sling it over your shoulder and not care too much about breaking it, whereas something like the G3 or the M16 or XM, I'd be wary about slinging that over my shoulder and forgetting about it and not worrying about it. This, not so much. It's a lot more stocky. Obviously this stock has more potential to break, but as long as it's folded in, it's fairly safe there. So yeah, quite a cool bit of kit. I like it a lot. You know, as I said with the TM Scorpion as well, it's nice to have that slam fire feature on it as well. You could almost get away in close quarters skirmishing this gun. You know, using it, as said, on slam fire, it's not the most accurate, but if you're using it in close quarters just to twang away, it'd be quite a funny implement to take people out with, really. They'd certainly be upset. I might give it a go one day. So yeah, as always, I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers, guys.